Louisiana versus all y'all. Jarrett Roser here with another Destrehan standout, that fantastic 2025 class. Phillip Wright, the star wide receiver, who's just a few days away from a commitment decision. He's got a final three of LSU, Michigan, and Georgia. And so we're going to kind of talk about his recruiting process overall, particularly the relationship with those three programs, and look forward to a Saturday late afternoon, early evening commitment announcement. Philly, what's going on, man? How's it feel to be getting that close?
You know, it feels great because I remember times I prayed for this, and now that it's here, it's crazy because I came a long way of grinding and working hard. So I'm blessed to be in this position.
I like asking you guys, you mentioned the kind of the behind the scenes, the grinding and the patience and all those things. I like asking y'all how your perspective changed about recruiting and your process when you go back to you as a young guy and we only saw you maybe for a snap or two here or there, flashing the speed, and some of the offers started to come in early on, to now having gone through it for the last few years, built these relationships and everything. How would you say the way that you view the process and the relationships and everything that goes into it has maybe developed over the last couple of years?
You know, I say like in the beginning, when you seeing everybody getting offers and you're not getting that kind of like make you a little frustrated because you think you're better than this person, but my mom always told me just be humble and your time's gonna come. And I got my first offer in my freshman year from Miami, and ever since I just been grinding hard and more have been coming, and I seen my hard work has paid off. So my mom just been telling my dad been keeping me humble and ready for these big moments.
And kind of similarly, how has your game developed? What have been areas you've been most proud of over these last few years? When we first saw you, we were kind of watching, you might catch a jet sweep here or there, whatever, and now you're one of the key members of this loaded Destrehan receiver group and a highly touted receiver prospect at the next level. How would you look at the way you've developed as a young player over the last few years as well?
I'm fast, and that's what everybody know me as. So me being able to shake a defender up and get open or break tackles, those some things I think help my game. Now showing I'm reliable and I could do other things and I'm not just known as fast. So me being the key target this year, I think I'm that guy. And we also got other people on our team that them dudes like. So I'm pushed every day at practice. I'm pushed by coaches. I work out with Coach Robbie Green at DPT. He tells me things I need to work on. So I go to him Thursdays and Fridays. So after the week, I go to him. We'll talk, you know, and just me trying to better myself because I'm about to be facing some great opponents coming up these next few years. So I'm going to have to get right.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere you go of your three finalists is a top flight program that's going to be facing top flight competition week in, week out. Those three programs have won 4 of the last 5 national championships. Obviously, everybody wants to go someplace where you can win at a high level.
Yeah.
But for you in particular, how critical of a factor was that to see on-field team success? You're coming from a place where y'all just won a state championship a couple years ago, should be among the contenders again this year. When you were looking at, okay, here are my potential college homes, how much was that I can go win a chip there a big part of your process?
Sitting down with my dad, with Coach Robbie Green, it was telling me no matter what college I pick, none of them going to be a bad decision. Because, like you said, they are contenders for national championship every year. They fight for the playoffs. And, all 3 are good schools. They get you to the lead. They let you. All of them are good. You can't go wrong with none of them.
Yeah, I mentioned we're going to talk more specifically about each here in a second. But we mentioned some of the speed stuff too. A lot of guys, top athletes, top prospects are 2, 3, even 4 sport athletes at their high school. There's not a lot of other guys who are as good at another sport as you are at track, that elite speed you have. You have sub 10.500, sub 21 second 200s. How much was the potential to maybe run some track at the next level a part of your process? Is that something that you're talking about with all of these schools at all? And how much was that a piece of the conversation?
That was a lot of a conversation. I do plan on running track at least for one little season, just to experience it, because that's a different atmosphere in college. So I just want to see how it feels to run against those other programs with the fastest people in the world. That would always been my dream, to run track and experience things like that. So I definitely gonna take a shot at that.
Good deal. Well, let's get into some of these finalists, and we'll start, I guess, with the most recent national champion in Michigan, a program that hadn't recruited Louisiana at a high level, and then all of a sudden, this 2025 class, a couple of guys down there from the New Orleans area, and Jasper Parker and Jacob Washington from Archbishop Shaw are on board for that 25 class, and they're in the mix as one of your three finalists. What has stood out about the Wolverines, the way they've recruited you, probably the relationship with Coach Bellamy, a New Orleans guy in his own right, that has them one of your three finalists?
Coach Bellamy and we're kind of similar due to us being from New Orleans and living the same life. He was a highly ranked recruit also, and he told me, Michigan is far, but it's only a 2.5 hour plane ride. So if I want to come home or my family want to meet me, they could come. But up there is a very family orientated program. They love football up there, and as a player, they get your name out there. If you're producing right, you will get known, and you will have the chance to make a lot of money and also play early. They told me playing early could be one of my things, coming in with elite speed and the kid I am. I could fight for a spot, and that's what I want to do. I want to fight for, everything.
Have Jasper and Jacob been in your ear a fair amount the last few weeks as they get on board for the commitment class and we lead up closer to your announcement day?
Yeah, they've been talking to me. They want me to come up there too, So, yeah.
Anytime guys are committing up north, I have to ask, how do you feel about the cold weather? When you visited, did you get a chance to visit at all during the winter? How do you feel about cold weather in general?
I like it. I think I can handle it. When we went up there for the spring game, it was actually like, it wasn't cold, but it was like they had a few snowflakes falling, so I got a little bit of the cold, so I can handle it. And the coaches talked to me about it, and they say it's not that bad. They will really only play like one game in the snow, and then they got the dome games and things like that. So you know.
One of the other finalists, the program that won the two national championships before the Wolverines, the Georgia Bulldogs, obviously have a little bit more of a track record of pulling some Louisiana prospects through this recent run of success for those guys. What has stood out about the Bulldogs? Obviously, another SEC program and a program that's been as consistent as anyone the last 5 to 10 years. What stood out about the Bulldogs that has them one of your three finalists?
Me talking to Coach Coley, he came from other schools, and he offered me at every school he went to. So him trying to pull me to Georgia, that was one of the big things, because we already had a good connection already. So we've been talking for almost my whole time being recruited. And, Coach Smart, he's a coach. He's one of the best coaches ever. So, him being under him, you're bound to do great things, and that program really stood out due to them like helping the people that's gone. They won't never forget about you and things like that. Yeah.
Any of the other Louisiana guys that have come through there in recent years, maybe a Cedric Van Pran, who obviously he's off to the NFL, but a guy from right there, Warren Easton, that had a lot of success there at a different position. Certainly, you're not going to have to get down there and snap the ball and be in the trenches or anything, but a lot of you guys certainly coming from New Orleans, I told people coming out of New Orleans, it's a small world. We all kind of know each other growing up. Did you hear from any of those other recent Bulldogs about kind of their experience or pitch to say that maybe Athens is a place for you as well?
I never talked to nobody from Louisiana, but while I was up there, I talked to a couple of people that was from like down south in Florida. And, they said moving to Georgia, that was one of their best decisions. And everybody's story is different. So I'm just trying to see where mine's at.
A program that you'll know as well as any program in the country because it's right up the road. LSU is a finalist as well, a program that a lot of us growing up in Louisiana watch one or all sports. The relationship with Coach Hankton, with guys that are on that roster, including your former high school teammate, Kalaj Cobbins. What has been the relationship for you with the Tigers from a prospect standpoint, just the way they recruited you and how you feel about the Tigers that has them in that 3?
Growing up, LSU is always a team favorite. And you know how they recruit in-state people, they take it a little slow. So me and Coach Hankton and Coach Frank, we talked these last few weeks, and they have been recruiting me hard. They talking about how they need me, how they want me, to how I fit in their program. And they offered me a while ago, and we've been chopping it up ever since. Me being there, I'm almost there twice out of the week or things like that because of track and football. So I'm there. I already know the environment and things like that. And yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Coach Frank because I mentioned Cortez just because of the position dynamic. But as soon as I finished asking the question, I knew I had to include Frank in there because he does such a great job recruiting that area of the state and the state overall. How much are they talking to you about just what it means to be a home state guy and trying to sell you on just sort of what can make it special to play for your home state program as opposed to any other great program from another state?
Yeah, they tell me that a lot. They putting on that purple and gold and rocking on for your home state. That would be a different feeling, and I mean it could be. So I'm just trying to, you know.
Your teammate Jace Thomas will make his commitment announcement on Saturday as well. He has 5 finalists.
Yeah.
LSU's in the mix for him, as well as Texas Tech, Houston, Colorado, and Ole Miss. As y'all get close to y'all's announcement, how much are you two guys talking, bouncing around the idea of could we play together at LSU, or is this going to be our last year together? What is the communication like between y'all, whether it be about specific school options or just how you're viewing the process as a whole?
I mean, we talk every day because we kind of started the same way with no offers to a lot now. So we talk basically every day about what you like about this school, how you feel about LSU, or how you feel about Texas. So we always talk and try to pick each other's minds just to see like where we think we going. And we always talk, so we got that good communication, and it could be a possibility.
When I pull up to the Lemon Gym on Saturday late afternoon, what is it going to look like? What do you expect the atmosphere, energy, excitement level for you and your family to be like? And if you know and want to share how you're going to be picking, I don't know if you're doing like a shirt thing, a hats thing, if there's something bigger, if it's a surprise, just what is the expectation like for what Saturday looks like?
Saturday, Lemon Gym. That's where I'm from. I'm actually from that neighborhood. That's why I was basically raised and brought into sports. My mom brought me back there because my mom and dad's from there. So I should have a lot of family and friends in the gym with me, celebrating one of my biggest decisions. And I would be doing the hats. I would be picking the hats and putting, you know. So I just thankful for this chance, this opportunity to show some of the little kids in my hood, like, y'all could do this too. Just work hard, So yeah, I'm really happy.
There you go. We're just a few days away. Phillip, I appreciate you taking some time to talk about all of it, and looking forward to being there to watch and see which of those 3 hats you pull off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, he's Phillip Wright III, fantastic wide receiver at Destrehan. He'll be choosing Saturday at about 5:00 Central between LSU, Michigan, and Georgia for Louisiana versus all y'all. Jet Roser, thank y'all for tuning in and learning a little bit more about Phillip and kind of where he's at with this recruiting process.